motivational, the podcast. If you are new, make sure that you like, share, subscribe, and comment down below. If you are not, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the podcast. Y'all, today is a very special episode for me. It's also a very emotional episode for me, so please bear with me, y'all. Now, last week, I told y'all that the month of October is for Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and we spoke about that. But also, the month of October is also Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And so, it is the last week, y'all, of October. And so, I wanted to really honor my best friend. I wanted to speak about her and her life and keep her legacy alive. So, that is what we're doing, y'all. One of the beautiful things about my podcast and about doing this for so long is that I actually did an episode with her. I encourage you to watch it. It was about like 4 or 5 years ago, so I encourage you to watch that episode so that you can really get to see and experience her personality and her presence and the love of God through her. She was a beautiful soul, and I am so honored that God allowed me to even be a part of her life and a part of her journey. Hey, Ifewa, this is for you, girl. So this is gonna be like a story time and kind of like some lessons. It's not gonna be too long because I'm really trying to hold back the tears. But it is so important that I make sure that her name lives forever to the day I die. And we always talked about her, getting through the things that she was going through and being able to speak about this. And, she would tell me that God's going to give her a platform to minister and to speak about him healing her. And I wouldn't be a good friend, I wouldn't be a best friend if I did not share my platform with her. I am forever, to the day I die, till God sends me home, I will forever keep her name alive and make sure that she is a part of this journey and that y'all know who Ifewa Faye is. Okay, period, y'all. This episode is really to encourage people who have a best friend, to really hold on to that, right? And so Faye was my right hand, y'all. She was everything to me. I met her in college. We were 18 years old, and surprisingly, I actually went up to her. And if you know me, you know I am not that type of person. Like that's God. If I go up to you, that's God, because I am a really like stay to myself type of person. But God's growing me in those areas. But we met in college, and from the time I met her, she was just such a sweet person, like had a pure soul. And you don't really meet those types of people often that really have she was pure, a pure-hearted person and a genuine person. And we had such a special relationship. She knew me inside and out. Back then, we didn't really know until we got older, until we really, started diving into our callings, that God had ordained this relationship, our friendship, from day one. And she had my back. We had a type of friendship that I have never experienced before. And this is not to shade any of my other friends, but it was not just a friendship, it was a spiritual connection. It was divine from God. God designed this relationship, and I'm so thankful that I was able to even experience a type of relationship, to the point where there were times where she would have dreams, or I would have dreams, or she would call me and be like, something's wrong, you okay? I haven't something's off. We just had that type of connection. She was like a soul sister, like my twin. And she had a twin, no disrespect, her twin, love you, Kaboots, but we had such a special bond that just, honestly, it can't be explained. You either had to be there or watch videos or see pictures to understand the type of friendship. But we understood each other. Our relationship was not perfect. We had our ups and downs, but she was literally the perfect best friend that like anybody could ever have. And you know, when you are young and you have your own ego, it can clash. And we had very strong personality. She had a strong personality, I have a strong personality, and we bump heads. And so our relationship and the type of relationship that we had is sometimes we would talk and be cool, and sometimes we would not talk. It was crazy. Like sometimes we would just not talk, sometimes for days, months, years, or whatever. But we always found each other back. Like we always connected back to each other. It was like we couldn't not be friends for too long, or we could not be mad at each other for too long. Even if we wasn't talking, there was some way, somehow she was checking up on me, I was checking up on her. And that's just the type of friendship that we had. And every time we reconnected is when we needed each other. And I think sometimes when we did separate, it's because we were so connected. I mean, like attached to each other so much that sometimes you're not able to really grow, right? You're not really able to grow because you're so codependent on that person. Our moments, child, but we had some amazing moments. We were, I'm about to be 30, so we were 18. We were 18, and man, we we, by the grace of God, man, survived so much. And I deeply, and still to this day, loved her like she was my blood sister. And our families were connected, and we shared so many birthdays and holidays and Valentine's, Christmas, all of that together. When we wasn't in relationships, child, I'm gonna be your Valentine, you know what I mean? Like, we just really made sure that each of us knew how special and important we were. We spoke life. And I think a lot of times we are friends with people that we can enjoy life with, versus not being friends with somebody that can really speak into you and really pull out the gifts that God has poured into you that you may not know that are there, or you may not have been watering yourself. And so Faye was the water to the seeds that God was planting, and God was putting inside of me. And I believe that I was that for her, that we watered each other. And so it's important that you have friends, that you have a best friend that can water you, that can pray over you, that can cover you, that can love you when you are at your darkest, deepest times. And one thing that I love about our friendship is that this woman went to her grave with secrets that I am just now like talking about or expressing or sharing light to. She never once bashed me, ever. She never once talked bad about me. If anything, she always protected me. She always spoke highly of me. And I think that when you are misunderstood, it's hard to connect or have genuine friendships because you're misunderstood. And she truly knew me. I mean, like, really knew me from the inside out, to the point where I could be looking at something, she could understand exactly what I was looking at or exactly what was going on in my head. We were just spiritually connected. And as we got older and as we grew in our faith and in our callings, it got even stronger. She started having dreams. I started having dreams. We started praying together and just really pouring into the gifts and the cause. And we had so many plans on what we were going to do and what our future would look like, and our weddings and us having children and things of that nature. Towards the end of us closing out our friendship, right? I I just feel like we were just really hard-headed. We were just stuck in our ways, and we were also in two different places in our lives as well. And like I said, like, it was not normal for us to not, like, have our moments of, like, not talking and then talking and things of that nature. And so our last argument was our last encounter, unfortunately. And I'm sharing this because life is really short. And you know, I was supposed to be in her wedding. I was supposed to be her bridesmaids, her maid of honor, to be exact. And I just feel like, I'll speak for me, I feel like I was just in a different headspace, and so many things around me that clogged and separated our friendship and separated what we had. I was just in a place of, like, I'm over arguing, right? Like, we need a break. Like, it's a lot. You planning a wedding, you know what I mean? I got a lot going on. We just need a moment for each other. And one thing about Faye is, like, when she was alive, she handled her situation with grace and class, y'all. Like, it would be so many times that I forgot what she was going through, and out of respect, I don't want to keep saying, you know, what she was going through, but it was just so many times where I forgot, like, you know what I mean, that she was dealing with, you know, being sick, because she was going to work. Like, this woman worked till literally, like, she could not work no more. Like, she was going to work, she was, you know, going to outings, she was still going to church, she was still praying, she was still singing in church. Like, nothing stopped her. And we just believed and prayed, and God was speaking to me, and God was speaking to her, and we just knew that she was going to be healed. We just knew that, like, death, like, that's not even we not even thinking like that, right? There was never a conversation of, like, if I'm not here, because we had that much faith in God. And I say that because that's important to what I'm about to go into. So I'm sorry if I'm a little bit all over the place. But because she handled it with so much grace, right? I feel like I allowed my emotions to separate our friendship. Like, I could have supported her more. But I just knew, like, girl, we gonna be all right. Like, we gonna be right. We gonna be fine. And months went by, and I'm still looking at her stuff. She's still looking at my stuff, because it told me on TikTok. And it's crazy because how I found out that she passed away was through the internet. And that's not really the best way to find out that your best friend has passed away. Now, mind you, we were not friends at that time when she passed away. But no matter what, that was still my best friend, period. And seeing that post made me literally sick to my stomach, y'all. Like, I felt like I lost a part of me, and I still feel like I've lost a part of me. There is so much regret and guilt that I had, because I had to find a way to grieve and to accept that I never got to apologize. I never got to say, I'm sorry. I never got to share the last days or last weeks or last moments with her, because of ego and pride. And that is something that I'm still, like, trying to forgive myself for, that we were not on speaking terms when she passed away. And that's a hard thing to accept, that the person that you love, the person that you spoke highly about, that you couldn't just put your differences aside, right? And so I'm saying this to say that there are some friendships that are worth fighting for. And I wish that I would have fought harder for my friendship with her. And I know that she knew that I loved her. But when you're dealing with your own issues and your own drama, and you're caught up with that, you tend to run away from your problems. For a long time, I was angry at God, and I was mad, and I was really upset that this is not supposed to be. This is not what, this is not how life is supposed to be. You told me that you were going to heal her. You told her that you were going to heal her. We prayed about this. We interceded. We fasted. We believed. And so that was the hardest thing that I've ever experienced, because there were so many things that were unsaid that should have been said. And I just want to encourage you that if you are not friends with your best friend, or y'all going through it, like, life is so short. We really don't know how much time we have on this earth. She was 28 years old. That is so young. So much life to live. And so we don't have all this time like we think we do. Even if you feel like, because some friendships are, supposed to go your own separate ways. But even if you are going your own separate ways, please end on peace, because I am still having a hard time, like, forgiving myself and accepting what reality is, and accepting that I don't have that. And the saying is, like, you never know what you have until it's gone. I didn't really know what I had until it was gone. And phase passing really affected me in ways of, like, friendships now, or when I go through things, there's people that I can talk to, and this is not to dismiss my friendships that I have with other people, but she was the one person that I really could just be vulnerable with, and really just let, well, I ain't got no hair, but really let my hair down. And the times of when I'm going through it, or the times where I feel alone, or the times where I feel like nobody understands me, those are reminders of I don't have that no more. I don't make you cry, but I have learned so much with my friendship with Faye. She has taught me to love. She has taught me to trust. She has taught me to forgive. She gave me something that a lot of people will never experience, and that is a genuine sisterhood, a genuine friend that didn't want anything but literally just wanted to support and wanted to pour into. And I just really want to, I don't know how much I can say this, but I just want you to really make it right. Make it right. Even if it's not your best friend, even if it's your mother, your whatever. Because some people are toxic. Some people you really can't be around but still be at peace with them, because you don't want to have to see them in their casket and there's no conversation. That's a different type of pain. That's a different type of hurt that I don't wish nobody, and I don't wish that I ever experience again. So please Make it right with the people that you love. Make it right with the people that you care. Support them from afar, because you just don't know. I want to honor my best friend in the way that would make her proud, and doing that is continuing to do what the Lord has called me to do, because she loved God with her whole heart. With her whole heart, y'all. And sometimes I be like, God, you took the wrong person. You took the wrong person. And it's my duty as I'm on this earth to do what God has called me to do, because she would want that for me. And she wanted to do ministry. She wanted to do his will so bad. And so, Faye, as I sit here speaking of you, I vow to honor your legacy, but also honor the Father in everything that I do. And I know that you are so proud of me, and I know that you are always rooting for me. I love you deeply, and I am so sorry for all of the stress that I caused you, girl. But I am taking one day at a time to give myself grace, and to know that even though we may not have been on speaking terms, that the love was genuine, the love was real, and it'll never be another duo like us. It will never be another Faye and Shonda, period. Period. It doesn't hurt to say sorry. It doesn't hurt to make it right. Make it right. So I hope that this episode encouraged you. I hope that you got something from it, and I wanted to do a little tribute to my best friend and just show her personality and show what type of friendship that we had. So I hope you enjoy these videos, and Faye, I love you, and I'm gonna make you proud. Like always, I will see y'all when I see y'all. Hey y'all, I know y'all probably like, this ain't the video, and listen, the lashes is off, but as I was editing, I forgot to say this, and honey, I had to make it known. So this is a little ghetto, but it is what it is, y'all. But y'all, if y'all have seen this in my videos from the time I started, there's a reason why. And I just wanted to make it known very clear that my best friend is going with me, and yeah, she's always gonna be present in everything that I do, period. So just a little backstory of this. When we went to celebrate her 30th birthday, and we went to the gravesite, I had bought her like balloons, and what ended up happening is one of the balloons that I had bought, I don't know how, y'all, but it literally detached itself from the string, and we didn't even recognize it. We didn't even we looked up and there was no balloon in sight. It was crazy. But however, I just took it as her saying, girl, I ain't going nowhere. I'm staying with you, period. There's always going to be a piece of me with you, and I can't honor her without making sure that she's a part of this process, because she has been my number one supporter, one of my number one supporters when it comes to my podcast. So if you see this, if you're wondering why this is a string, this represents my best friend. So, like I said, enjoy the video, enjoy the tribute. Bye, y'all. Hey, oh, 6 years ain't counting. You want it with fries? Get it. That's my best friend. Go, best friend. Thanks, best friend.
Oh no, you have a nasty attitude. Fix it.
My best friend's birthday, and we about to celebrate.
Walking by myself. myself walking, and the next time I turn around, I see someone say, "Hey, I'm Shonda," and I'm just like, "Who is it?" Like, I was very quiet and shy, and I'm like, "Who is this girl?" So I'm like, "Hi, I'm Faye, whatever." But literally that day I met Shonda was like the best day of my life, because honestly, I never knew this type of friendship we would have ever had. Like,